Hey everyone, welcome to baseCAMP. Pastor Eric here. I'm the bridge pastor at Summit. What's baseCAMP? Well, we just are climbing a mountain each week, and we go to a base camp on the way up and on the way down. We look back to where we were and we look forward to where we're going. This last week, by the way, before we get any further, I am so excited about Easter coming up. I pray that this last 40 days of Lent, moving to Easter, that you move closer to Christ. We are so excited for you to join us at Easter. Invite someone. We are getting ready. I have been working with the team here to really make some great changes to our audio and our visual experience in the virtual service, like where you're watching it on Facebook or YouTube, as well as then even in person distance here at the church. Being able to tell the story better. I've been wearing this all week. I look like a mess here. A skill saw. This has been just basically my friend, and a sawzall. If you've ever done remodeling, this puppy's essential, but none more essential, I must say, than just a good old cup of coffee on tap. Am I right? I'm right, especially with daylight spring forward torture time. That is like a dagger to every parent out there. Anyway, this last week we journeyed into our series a little bit more about these hidden gems on the way to the resurrection, these Easter eggs, really discovering some of the prophecies on the way to the resurrection that we may not have looked at. Pastor Brandon kicked the series off, and this last week I talked about an Easter egg, or a prophecy, this gem, about Jesus teaching in story, or Jesus using parables. It's not just that he used parables. It was prophesied that the Messiah would be a great storyteller, would use parables, will open his mouth in story. And we learned about story two things. Number one, that stories change the world, and you have a story. You need to know this. If you're in a hard chapter, keep flipping the pages, keep reading. God is writing a story of your life, and you have a story. And the second thing I wanted to highlight this week was just to simply write yourself into someone's story. If you remember, Jonathan came on stage, ate Dunkin' Donuts in front of all of you. Some of you even thought there was going to be an Oprah donut miracle or an Ellen donut miracle where everyone was going to have donuts. If you'd like to contribute to my sermon illustrations from a budget standpoint, let me know. I'm sorry that you were disappointed that we didn't have donuts for everybody, but we did have Jonathan eating a donut, and he illustrated the 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. And this story is amazing, but remember that boy was in 5,000, maybe 15,000 people's story. That boy gave what he had, and God used it to write it in someone else's story. In fact, 5,000, maybe arguably 15,000 other people were murmuring about this boy that gave his lunch. So let people talk about how you have written yourself by giving what you have and God multiplying that in their life. Write yourself into someone's story. The second Easter egg that we talked about, or that little gem, was the fact that Jesus was going to be rejected. We sometimes overlook this, that he was going to be rejected. This was prophesied that people would not accept him. And what you need to know about your story is sometimes when you share your story and you work to write yourself in someone's story, there are going to be moments where people are going to reject you. And then there might be those people that are exactly looking for that narrative in their own life. When Jesus was rejected, just know that he knows what that feels like. And I've found when I share my story that rejection isn't always rejection. It's sometimes just redirection. Your job is to be a great storyteller and let God work on that heart and rewrite that narrative. Write yourself into someone's story, share your story. It's what changes the world. Jesus used parables to fulfill this prophecy. And make sure that when you share your story, know that there are people that may reject you, but they might just come to the place where they accept him. And that's what it's about. God bless you all. Pastor Brent is here this week sharing with you another couple gems on the way to the resurrection. Look forward to being back with you in person on Palm Sunday. and then Easter together. We are getting ready, so you get ready. Here we go, church.